Live from America's heartland, this is the Daily Truth Report with your host, Noah Christopher.
Welcome back to the Daily Truth Report. On the screen is a returning guest and a real favorite of mine, Bo Polny, back with us tonight. Bo, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Noah. God bless you, your family, and everything you're doing. So, and also congrats on your new website, just to make sure people find it.
Oh, thank you so much. I do think you had a few freebies you were willing to give away tonight and give people kind of an indication of what's coming. And just like everything else, if you think it's going to get wild out there in the world, it's going to be reflected in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And there's some other exciting ones other than Bitcoin too, by the way, spoiler alert. But what can you tell people for free on this interview, Bo, in terms of what to expect and how exciting are things going to get?
If God's going to do something, the probabilities from what I've seen historically, and these are his time points, probability indicates God will likely move on his feast. We're in it right now. Personally, I expect we are going to witness the great wealth transfer, the greatest wealth transfer the world's ever seen. And it's going to be marked by the takedown of the US dollar. I believe that event is so close, it's ridiculous. And that event is going to be because God moved. It will not be good for them. That's written in Revelation.
We all have a job or we have something that we do, right? And we give value to this world. What you do that you charge for is your newsletter. You have a Bitcoin and a gold newsletter. That's the one thing you charge for. But you always tell people, if you just want to buy it and hold it, go do that. If you don't want to buy any of it, then don't buy anything. But for the people who want to you just talked about a new high coming, so an explosion up. I love hearing that. And then you talked about a slam down, and then you talked about another new wave. The real key thing for the people who want to ride that wave is, well, when are these dates coming, and what do those cycles look like? Are they separated by weeks or months or years, or what is it? So for the people that want it, and I always love how you don't put any pressure on this. So if you want it, great. If you don't, tune out of this part of the video. But if anybody who wants to get those dates, you can go to Bo's website, gold2020forecast.com, and you go right in there. And I always love this. You always give everybody a coupon code. If they're listening to this interview and they're fans of ours and fans of yours, you're going to give them 50% off. So you go in there, you sign up. There's going to be a box that says, do you have a code? And you just type in WLT49. It's right on the screen there. And it's going to give you 50% off of Bo's newsletter. And the cool thing is, this is what I love telling people every time. You can get in there and you can see all the past issues. Once you have access to the whole thing. And Bo never takes anything out of there because he's proud of what he's done. So you can go in there and, like he says, check his track record, see what he's done historically. And all of those historic turn dates are in there. And it's really fun to kind of browse around and look. So that's in there if you want it. And on the screen here, you can see there's Bitcoin, and you've probably heard of Bitcoin, even if you don't know much about this stuff, but there's a lot of other ones on here too. And I will say this, I've said this many times, but I'm a fan of XRP. So I shout out to the XRP army out there. I know Bo is not as big of a fan as I am just on the coin, but I think he does. I know he does think it has a promising future. I can't give much more details than that, but it's in his report about where that could go. And right now, XRP trades at about 50 cents. So if you think Bitcoin's expensive, first of all, you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole one like you do with stocks. You can buy 0.10, 0.01 of a Bitcoin. But if you'd rather not buy something that's priced at $30,000, you could buy something that's priced at 50 cents. Or some of these other ones up here. This one's Stellar. That's at about 10 cents right now. And I won't give away the numbers, but Bo has targets for all of those coins and even some other ones that aren't listed there. And they get really exciting. So I don't know if you want to say anything about that, Bo, but that's what really kind of gets me. If you feel like you missed the boat and the ship has sailed on Bitcoin, first of all, it has a lot of upside to go according to Bo's reports, but the other ones might be where you want to get really excited about it.
We're heading into the great wealth transfer. So it doesn't even really matter what these coins are priced at, because the numbers in the future are going to be multiples of what they are today. Period. Strategically, it's like silver is a strategically advantageous over gold, because as great as gold's going to move up, silver is going to multiply the performance of gold. Okay. For the same reason, these smaller coins, as great as Bitcoin is, these smaller coins, but not all of them, the good ones, the ones that, that I've done all the research on, at least I know those are good in my heart. Those are going to, like silver, multiply the performance of Bitcoin.
Mm.
And so nothing's too late because it hasn't begun yet, but we're this close.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you might want to jump on that quickly if you're interested, because this is about as urgent as I've heard you, Bo, in interviews before. I mean, we've always talked about exciting times coming, but I mean, you are really saying we are ready. And if you feel like not only are you late, but you don't know how to do any of this stuff and it's kind of making your head swirl, this is the other thing I always like to talk about. Bo has this service that he put together. It's called the Easy Crypto School. So if you're like some people, like maybe my parents who hear me talk about Bitcoin all the time and they're like, I don't know how to use this. I don't have time to train all of you and even friends and family. I can't sit down and train all of you on it. But Bo has put together a course that takes you from knowing absolutely nothing to purchasing and storing your coins, your Bitcoin, your other coins, like altcoins. You can get all of those. And he's going to teach you how to do it safely, because there are a lot of mistakes you can make. And then sometimes the coins, if you make a mistake, they just go poof, and that's not good. And then sometimes they get stolen by people committing fraud or on untrustworthy websites. So if you want to avoid all of those problems and learn from some of the lessons that Bo has learned the hard way over the years, that's why he created this Easy Crypto School. So love what he's doing over there. And I hear so many great comments and feedback from people who have done this. And they said, never knew where to start. And now I feel like I'm finally catching on and catching up to this. So if you want that, you go to easycryptoschool.com, and he's done the same code over there. You can get in there, you put the code in, he's going to give you 50% off. You just type in WLT49 when it asks if you have a code, and you'll get the discount on that. So I love to tell you about those, because that way Bo doesn't have to tell you, and I can kind of brag on him a little bit, because what he does with both of these is so cool. That's why I love having him on the show. And you're saying that we are so close. It could happen any moment. We've got April 24th coming up. We've got May 1st. We've got May 1st through the 8th. I mean, it just feels like it's stacking, and everything is stacking upon each other. With all of that in mind, what do you want to leave people with tonight?
The bottom line is, God is in charge of all this. He's in control of all this. I've illustrated to you and your viewers, Noah, how all of these things are happening precisely on biblical dates. Nothing is by coincidence. We're waiting for the fall of Babylon, Daniel 2, verse 34. We're waiting for the third seal of Revelation to manifest, the greatest financial event in human history.